Well, thank you for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Um, I went this evening to a tribute to my mother. Uh, my brother plays the piano, and my older brother had posted it on my Facebook wall. If anybody wants to go over there and take a look at it, I turned my phone off because I didn't want it to ring. But he did a concert on piano, and he had several songs that he was playing. And before it all got started, I began to read the words of one song. He had basically printed up a little bulletin for people to use, and it only had one song on one side and it had one on the other. And I just noticed that one page was 255 and the other one was 256. So I just thought that he laid it on the copier and he didn't realize that he had copied another song. So I started reading the song. And there's some history behind the song. According to this, the words was written in 1782. So evidently it must have had a little bit of history behind it. And then the tune was put to music, I guess, or the arrangement was in 1845. So it was several years later that the arrangement was used, but the song title is Blessed Be the Tie. Now, unless you're raised in church, you don't really know the history behind the song. We used to sing it. Seemed like maybe I want to think that we sung it during the offering time, or maybe sometime in a particular setting. Maybe it was when they brought the offering down to the table in the front of the church. I don't remember. But I read the words to the song. And I did this even before the concert, even before I knew that he was going to go this direction. But here's what the word says in the first verse. It says, "Blessed be the tie that binds." Part of me is thinking that I will use this particular message in the morning at my nursing home service. And I was sort of wondering about what I would say during the time of the nursing home service. Well, it says, "Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love." I don't know, about 5 or 6 or 7 faithful ladies that come, and I went and cut me this little piece of rope right here. It ain't very long, see. But I thought what I would do is tomorrow I would take this rope and say Miss Mary is sitting over there. I would tie a knot in the rope, and I would let her know that tie would be basically for her. And then I would tie this knot for Lucille. I'm just making up names. And I'll have to untie all of these whenever I get, and I'm not going to be able to do but just so many of them, but I'm going to prove a point that it says here, "Blessed be the tie that binds." You know, this knot will always be in this rope until I take it out. If I decide to leave the tie in the rope, it will never come out. I could lay this, I could take this and bury it in the dirt, and it'll stay there 50 years and I can go back. And the likelihood is that them knots and the rope would still be there just like it is right now. Now, the tie that it's referring to is not the tie in the rope, but the tie shows the unity of the togetherness of the group. Blessed be the tie that binds. A knot puts a bind in the rope. Each one of these knots, this one right here is a knot. That one right there is a person with a knot. This one's a knot. That one is a knot. I might not have room to make a knot for each one, but it says our hearts in Christian love. What binds this lady to this lady is Christian love. What binds me, take me right down here is a knot down here. What binds me to this lady right there, or that lady right there, or this one? Our hearts in Christian love. That's what binds us together. It says the fellowship of kindred minds. Our minds should be the same. If I go in there with the attitude of having a mind that's fixed on God, that mind should be the same mind. I think the Bible talks about having the same mind, one toward another, of a kindred mind. What is a kindred mind? I would hope that a kin would be people like family. Family is not supposed to squabble. Family is not supposed to have issues when it comes to, I'm not saying that everything will be perfect now, but I'm saying that a kindred love goes deeper than a mere piece of rope. That's what I'm saying. The fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. Talking about God and having a bind of God, like to that above. Is God tied to me? If God is tied to me, wouldn't this second knot be tied to a lady I might talk to in the morning? Listen to verse 2. Before the Father's throne, we pour our ardent prayers. It says, before our Father's throne, we pour our ardent prayers. Now, I don't know what the word ardent means. I didn't look that up. But it's saying we pour our ardent prayers before the throne. I don't know if there's going to be any praying. Why would anybody need to pray when they make it home? But now let's go on. It says our fears, our hopes, our aims are one. Meaning, I want to think what it's saying is, we pour our ardent prayers, our fears, our hopes, our aims are one. I should be concerned about that lady, and that lady right there, and that one right there. Because it says up there in that verse, blessed be the tie that binds. This is just a simple little illustration to keep their eyes open, to get them to listen to the message. There's no magic in this rope. It says It says, our fears, our hopes, our aims are one, our comforts, and our cares. Does he want me to care about these ladies with the knot in the rope? Yeah, he sure does. Verse number 3. We share our mutual woes. Now, them ladies in the nursing home, they most of the time don't feel very good. You know, they deal with flesh every day. They're looking at time, and time is racing by them. And it says here, we share our mutual woes. Talking about our stresses of life. Is it good that I go in there and mention this lady's woes? And will that make her feel better if I know that the Lord knows about the woes that we go through? Our mutual burdens bear. The lady that is in the service cares about the other lady. It's really evident. You don't see very many of them not care about somebody else. They're like a family there that is in the nursing home. And it says right here, our mutual burdens bear. Talking about my burden ought to be their burden. When I lost my mom, I was broken. And I let them people see that I was broken during that time when I lost my mom. But see, it's saying here, our mutual burdens bear. And often for each other flows sympathizing tears. I believe I could sense some sadness in the room when I let them know that I had lost my mom. I think that there was some sympathizing tears. You know why? Because we're all bound to the same rope. I hope that every one of them that I talk to in the morning is saved and on their way to heaven. But if there happens to be one in there that is not tied in the rope of salvation, you can cry all the sympathizing tears you want to. It ain't going to do you no good. Here's the last verse. When we asunder part, talking about dying and going to the grave. When we asunder part, it gives us inward pain. I can relate to that. Let me tell you why I can relate to that. Somewhere right here it is. This is my mother's thing that my brother printed off for her funeral. A wonderful picture that I left it in my Bible, even out here, because I had enough of them. I wanted to have one in my Bible. Well, see, her issues are over with. Her issues are done. It gives us inward pain. Do I have inward pain? I have pain that she's not here, but I don't have pain in the fact that she is with her Lord and with her Savior since August the 10th. August 10th at 9:45, the Lord dispatched an angel to come get that lady. And the Bible says absent from the body is present with the Lord. She can relate to the knot being tied. She can relate to that. But we shall still be joined in heart. We shall still be joined in heart and hope to meet again. Now, if a person has salvation, they're going to meet again if they have salvation. This song here says, and hope to meet again. If a person is lost, there won't be meeting again. If a person goes into the place unsaved, there won't be no hope. You know, this is a song, and you know, not every song is word perfect. It says, and hope to meet again. No, I don't have a hope so hope. I have a no so hope. 1 John 5:13, these things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of God, that ye may know. I know how many knots is in my rope. I don't have to be confused that there's knots in my rope. Now, if someone is saved, there's no hope to meet again. You know that you're going to meet again if a person is born again of the Spirit of God. Blessed be the tie that binds. Again, my little rope shows a bind of the tie, the knot that is in the rope. Now, if you notice, I haven't pulled the knots tight yet. I can go back and take the knots out. But now see, I'm doing that to this rope. Let me give you a little hint of encouragement. God don't remove the knot of salvation. When God puts the knot of salvation into someone, this here knot here is tight. I'm not saying that I couldn't wiggle it out, but this one here is there. This one here would take work. When Jesus gives salvation, he takes and puts the rope in a knot, and he don't leave it loose. Now, we leave it loose, but what he does is he grips it on both sides and he pulls it together. Now, I'm not going to pull this together because I want to untie it to use it tomorrow. But God's knot never comes out of the knot of salvation. I don't care what anyone preaches to you. The salvation knot never goes out. Because it ain't based on us. It's based on his gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So I have a no-so hope. This song here ends, and hope to meet you again. I could sit in here right now and say, I hope to meet that dear lady again. But if it's only a hope, I might be let down. But if I can sit in here and say, I know that I'm going to meet her again, that's a fact. And that's the kind of salvation the Lord gives. So y'all might be hearing the message that's going to be delivered in the nursing home. Elderly Ministry is the YouTube channel. ElderlyMinistry.com is the website. you're welcome to give me a buzz. Text me, email me, leave a message. I'd be glad to talk with you. As I always say, I don't have all the answers. I have the answer. And the answer is Jesus. If you're not in the rope of salvation, He's willing to put both hands on the rope. And if this is you right here, He's willing to take both ends of you, and He's willing to tie the knot of blessed be the tie that binds. He's willing to bind you to Himself if you trust in Him. I hope you do that. If I can help you again, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. Thank y'all for tuning in again.